Good morning, everyone. Welcome, and thank you for joining me this morning. My name is Christy. I'm one of your Miami trainers, and we will be going over RPR Mobile, your secret weapon for open houses. So this month is open house month. We are teaching you different methods for you to optimize your open house style. We're also showcasing South Florida Open House Week from December 5 to December 10th, 2023, Art Week. Also Miami's Art Basel. So I'm going to give this a little click. This is going to give you some insight into Art Basel, why it's so important, and how many people come and see us. So because of Art Basel, we have over 1,200 galleries with thousands of artists and satellite international art fairs that happen during that time. It happens between December 5 to December 10th, and consumers come here to South Florida. So we are and would love to highlight our open houses during this time so that you can capture all of those potential international buyers. I am going to share this page with you so you can come back in and learn a little bit more about our open houses and all of the additional benefits that we have for you. As I move through this page, I also want to highlight that these properties do have a website. It's called the South Florida Open House Search, where they can click and access our open houses. Open houses are added into the system via Matrix. So if you have not done that as of yet, we will be going over that today. Our South Florida Open House Search will allow consumers to search for open houses. They're also able to go to the top right-hand corner and they can switch global preferences, meaning they can switch and view properties in English, in Portuguese, or in Spanish. They can also see it in different currency. That's also available here, as well as units. As we move through this page, we also have this weekend South Florida in-person open houses in Miami-Dade that have been highlighted by the Miami Association of Realtors. If you would want to learn a little bit more about getting highlighted by the Miami Association of Realtors, then you are in the right class. Back on this page, these properties are also going to be available in the South Florida Property Search, as well as for our commercial users, South Florida Commercial Property Search. These are different ways that you yourself are able to brand and create additional marketing for those listings. We also have how to get your listed featured on our consumer website, as well as top tips to feature your websites and the do's and don'ts of the open house. Let's go ahead and give how do you get your home featured a small click. And from here, you have the top tips to get that property featured. So some of these are our property photos should be taken horizontal, because portrait is for people, landscape is for places, no obstructions when you're taking the photo of the front, meaning no cars, trash cans, people. You don't want your real estate sign there either. Show consumers interior and exterior photos. Use as much natural light as possible. When appropriate, use aerial drone photos if you can and it fits into your marketing budget. Have the pets go on vacation during your open house. Run a Facebook Live for your next open house. Promote your open house video walkthrough as an Instagram story. Repurpose your content for ongoing promotions. Give yourself a minimum of 3 days to market your open house, and then partner with your experts, your Miami preferred photographers, to help you with those photos. Some additional tips is we want to make sure that we have a clear headshot on the MLS so that it syndicates out to your website as well as to your open houses. You want clear property photos, professional whenever possible, so that you can captivate those consumers. We want to make sure that we take some time in creating a very nice property description. Your contact information needs to also be up to date. For more information or to find this website, it is miamirealtors.com/property showcase. I went ahead and I shared that with you in the chat. I'm going to also share this with you as well so that you can come back here and be able to optimize those open houses. Now, into RPR and everything that RPR can do, I want to make sure that you can input an open house into the system. So to do so, we're going to go to realtor.com, into our homepage, and we're going to access Matrix. To do so, I'm going to scroll to the middle of the page and give the Miami Gateway a little click. Once I do, it's going to ask me for my username, for my password, and it'll give me access to all of my products and services. In today's class, we will be highlighting RPR. As I move through here, I want to take a second to click on the matrix icon. From here, I'm going to give it a click and I'm going to show you how to input an open house into the system. If you are a buyer agent or don't have currently a listing as of yet, a good idea could be maybe ask one of the agents in your office if they would be open to allowing you to do an open house for them. Now, where can you find the listings in your office? You can find that information under My Listings. You'll have a section that says My Firm's Active Listings. These are going to be all of the listings within your office. You want to take a second to be able to search your inventory and ask the agent if they would be open to allowing you to do just that. It's a great way to capture buyer leads or possibly collaborate with another agent. Great experience as well. To add them into the system, you would click on Add Edits, and from here, you would select your listing. Once you have your listing selected, you're going to search for where it says Open Houses under the Select Form menu items. We're going to give that a little click, and it's going to give me access to inputting a listing. I have some that are already inputted into the system. All right. Now, as you can see, you can add more than one at once, which I think is a great time-saving tip. All right. From here, my steps are, what type of open house would you like to do? Would you like to do a broker open, a public, a virtual broker only, or a virtual public? So virtual means that you will showcase the house virtually. Either you did a live stream, or you can add in here a tour video where it says live stream or recorded open house URL. The other option is the broker open or the virtual broker only. So broker options are to invite other professionals, other real estate agents to preview the property. Public is self-explanatory. So we're going to go with public. What date? I'm going to give this a little click, and I'm going to host my open house on the 18th through the 19th, and then I'm going to from the 18th, my start time, I'll go from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. I can add in a nice, attractive description. From here, you can add additional features, such as light beverages. Okay. And then you do have a number of characters. So for example, we have only 133 that would be remaining. From here, I can then add in, if you wanted to add in your live stream or recorded open house date. If you are going to do this, it needs to be unbranded. From here, I am all set. I'm going to click on Submit Listing, and that would set that into motion. So within the next 48 hours, that will populate in different websites. One of them is going to be RPR. The other one will be our open house search. Now that we know how to input a listing into Matrix, it'll syndicate out to other resources such as RPR. So let's go ahead and move into the RPR program. RPR is available Towards the bottom of your screen, this is the RPR icon. If you have never logged into RPR before, you want to give this a little click. And from here, it'll give you access to the program. If you've never done it, it is going to ask you to log in the first time, and it'll look something like this. From here, you're going to scroll down to the bottom and you're going to click on Create a New Account. It'll ask you for your last name and your email. If you are going to go with the email, you're going to do the email associated to your membership. Then clicking on Next. If you need your NAR ID, which is also an option, then you need to find this number. In order for you to find this number, you can always locate it in the Miami Gateway within My Miami dashboard. Giving that a click will give you access to your NERDS number. It'll be available in the top right-hand corner, which is here. It's also within your content under your name and the name of your office. You'll have it available here as well. So you have two options to create an account. Once you've created an account, it's time for us to get ready. Part of creating an account, it's going to ask you for a username. Well, your username will be your email, but it'll ask you for a password. That same password is the password that you're going to need when you are downloading that mobile application. I like to do the setup from the desktop version, and then we'll transfer into what we have available for the mobile app. So the first thing we want to do is on the top right-hand corner, we want to make sure that our profile is in place. You have a drop-down arrow where you can click on Profile. When it comes to profile, you want to make sure that you optimize this because everything that you submit to customers is report-based. So you want to go ahead and add in your headshot. You want to add in your company logo and scroll through here to verify your company information. Your name and your last name. You want to add in your title, whether that's realtor, broker, sales associate, your office name and your brokerage name, the address, adding in your phone number, your main email, your website. And as you move through here, once you've added in your NERDS number, your MLS is going to populate. As you move through here, if you wanted to add in your license number, you can. You can choose your state, add in your license type, and then add in your licensing number. You have an assistant, you can add up to 3, and then we want to go ahead and save these changes. Once you have, move over into your right-hand side, and you'll have access to any of the devices where you've downloaded that mobile app in. Moving into settings is our next option. And from here, this is where you can designate your markets as well as your listing settings. You have these available for both residential and commercial listings. You can designate what listings are going to be flagged as new. You have from 1 day, 3, 7, 14, or 30 days. So any properties, for example, listed in the last 30 days will be flagged as new. You can customize this if you'd like. This little block is going to be flagged on any properties that were recently closed. So anything that had closed within 180 days will be flagged with this little block. Same thing for commercial, so you're able to optimize this section. On the right-hand side, any of the markets that you're interested in, you can add up to 5 in this section. So for example, let's say I'm interested in Hialeah. I'm going to input the word Hialeah or the city Hialeah, and I'm going to add it in. To remove one, you would hover and click on remove, clicking on save. So far, we've set up our profile, we've logged into the system, and we've been able to optimize our settings. I'm going to click on home. The next option we want to talk about regarding the open house is being able to access market information about a property that you happen to be listing. I, at this time, do not have a listing, so I'm going to pick a random property to work on. I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to find within my market, I have 11 properties. This is within 33183. I'm just going to select one of these properties. From here, we have a little condo. Here we got a little house. Let's click on view full description. I like that this property is a single family, so I'm going to use this one as our example. If I had an open house on this property, there's some ways I would want to get prepared for that open house. First, I would want to run some reporting. The next thing I would want to do is I would want to see any of the properties that are going to be around this property. I also need some market insight into this property and property in this market. So if I wanted to begin to run a report, my first option would be, once I pull the property, on the top right-hand corner, you have a section that's called Create a Report. I'm going to give that a little click. From here, I have something called a property report. This is going to give me access to all things associated with this property. I'm also able to customize it by clicking on the plus sign. You have access to choosing what you'd like to add into this report. We're going to have a subject property summary, property value information, the listing price and estimated value changes throughout the year. We have a comp analysis results. I'm not doing a CMA on this, so I'm going to uncheck this. Home facts. We've got home ownership facts, extended home facts, a livability index, property photos, a refined value I don't need, comp analysis I don't need, comps and adjustments I don't need, property history, assessed values, mortgage records. I like the rest of this information, neighborhood report information, sales and financial activity that's happened in this area. I'm okay with this, and I would like to go ahead and run this report. So I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. Do I want to personalize it? I can. You can do so from here. All right, so this is a way that I am preparing myself to have this ready to go during my open house. I went ahead and I pulled the report. I'm going to personalize it. So it says open house guests. Hello, thank you for attending today's open house. If you have any questions about this home or others in this area, please reach out with my contact information. Then I'm going to move through here. And what I'm going to do is, instead of emailing it, I'm going to simply run the report. Why? Anything that you do inside of the desktop is going to be readily available inside of your mobile application. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll up and I'm going to show you another report that we can work on. This is ready to go. I'll show it to you in a little bit. The next option I'm going to do is I may need a flyer for my report. So I'm going to take a second. It says property flyer, and I'm going to go ahead and customize it. So to click on customize will allow me to pick one image for my open house. That first one is beautiful. I love this one as well. Whichever photo that you like, take a second and select that photo. So pretty. I love the aerial. I'm going to pick this one because it even marks out my property. Excellent for an open house. Then I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to give it a header. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and give it that headline, open house, November 18, 11 a.m. I have my description that's available here. You can optimize it or change that description if you'd like. And then you can decide if you'd like to suppress any of the information, meaning if you don't want to include it in your flyer, you can remove the year built, the tax amount, the subdivision information, the school district, or the MLS. I want to go ahead and leave this as is, and I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. My information is still here, and I'm going to run the report. So now I have both a property report and a property flyer that's going to be optimized for my open house. And I'm going to keep going. Why? I want to be prepared for my open house. This is ready to go. I'm going to click on close. All right, the next one that I want to do is probably market activity in the area. Why? The different people that are going to come to your house are going to be different personalities. Some people are going to be expressive. Some people are going to be analytical. Some people are going to want to know what are the schools in the area, while some people are going to want to know what's the activity in this area. So we've got market activity report that's also available here. We're going to go ahead and click on customize so we can see what's included. But you've got a market snapshot with the extended home values in the area, 12 months changes within this area, concentration of any distressed properties, the sales price and the listing price, the market activity summary for sales, as well as market activity per property details. And then where is it that RPR got this information? You can be as current as you want. So for example, you can look at the last 3 days, what's happening just this week, this month, or in the last 3 months, or in the last 6 months. I think in the last 3 months is a good place to start. We can include properties for sale and for lease. Typically, RPR wants to show you everything, so I just want to see the properties that are for sale. Change types, we've got new listings, pendings, closed, distress. We also have open house. And I also am interested in any price changes. From here, residential properties that we want to include, we've got single, co-op, condos, and townhomes. Let's say we only really want to focus on the single family homes because this is a single family open house. And then we're going to move through here. You can customize it further. So if you want to specifically work with a particular range of price, lease price, bedrooms, baths, a certain size of home, you can use your living area and your lot size. And then you can choose if you want to include properties with null or blank values on price size fields. I'm going to leave this blank. Maximum properties per change type, we're looking at a maximum of 10. And then how would you like to sort the properties? Would you want to do recently updated, addresses, days on market, maybe price point? And then we're going to move through here. We have our open house information, good to go, and then we run report. So far we've done quite a few reports, all in the same section of your property, and we're going to keep going. So we're going to scroll up. So far we've gotten our market activity. Let's go into our neighborhood report. So here we have neighborhood report. This one is ready to go. I'm going to close this out and we're going to customize what's happening and the demographics in this area. So how do I do that? I'm going to click on customize. Everything added here, I personally want to keep. You're getting a housing stats and charts neighborhood report. It's going to talk about people stats and charts, economic stats and charts, quality of life. It's going to give you that livability index and then where the data comes from. It's going to also include public record information and listing. And this is perfect for anybody who comes up to you and asks you, well, what do you think about this neighborhood? Excellent for those people. So we're going to keep this one, scroll down to the bottom, and as we have, we're going to run that report, clicking on close. We're going to finish off our tour of the different reports with a school report. So I'm going to give that a little click. And we're going to choose, are you interested in elementary, middle, or high school? For this example, I'm going to go ahead and click on middle school and select. Once we have that middle school, I'm going to update this slightly. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put, thank you for attending today's open house. Attached is this middle school report with available homes for sale in the area. If you have any questions about the home, etc., we're going to move through here and run the report. So now that my reports are ran, I'm going to feel pretty good about what I can send any of my customers who happen to walk through the door. But I want to do additional research on the market before I get out there. Why? I don't want to do an open house. My talking points are, well, here's the kitchen and here's the bath, and the refrigerator gave it away that we were in the kitchen. So I want to teach you how you can find great data reporting that you have available to talk about, to have a conversation about. We're going to access that information by clicking on that property address. Once you reach this property address, I want you to find a section that's called Market Trends. And before I move any further, we've done quite a lot today. We have added in a listing into the MLS. We have reviewed how you can get highlighted by the association. We've customized our settings, ran multiple reports inside of RPR, and now we're moving into market trends. Gonna check in with you guys if you have any questions, or what are your questions? Brenda, Lewis, Rosalina, Samantha, you guys doing okay? You guys have any questions for me? Yoli Marie. Also, welcome and thank you for being here today. All right, as I move through here, these are some of the market trend reportings that we can highlight or that we can learn so that we have talking points during our open house. Tip number 1. These reports are combining multiple property types, and you can tell because on the top right-hand corner, it says single family plus condo plus townhome plus apartments. We don't want this. We want to go ahead and click on here, and we want to make sure that we are only picking the property type that we are hosting. This is a single family home, so I'm going to click on single family. From here, I'm going to apply to the chart. Let's do that one more time, because I want it to apply to all charts. Single family, applied to all charts, and here we are. Now we can learn that regarding zip code 33183, we are in the type of market that is a seller's market. Some key details is that we have 2.45 months of inventory in this area. The list to sales price, that means how much is that seller receiving if the agent has listed that property correctly. Owners are receiving 97.8% of their asking price. Properties are staying on the market for about 15 days, and the median sold price in this area is $730,000. We then have additional information regarding the active properties in this area for single family. There's currently a median list price of $1.6 million with a total of 20 properties in this area. They have been on the market, you're looking at 27 days. The price per square foot in this area is $531, and these are all shareable. Now, I love these for talking points, and if you want to create a script for yourself, then there is a little AI that you can use. Up in the top right-hand corner, it says create a script. We can give that a little click, and we can choose what we want to talk about. So for example, if I was going to do a post on social media in heads up of my open house, this is something that I may want to consider. I want to have a tone of engaging, and I want to make sure that I'm talking to maybe both buyers and sellers, but I'm going to particularly select buyers because that's who I'm looking for in my open house. And I want to create a social media campaign for this. So I'm going to give the second to RPR to use their AI to generate a script for me. And here we have it. Hey, Miami buyers, it's October 2023. I'm here to give you the latest scoop on the real estate market in our sunny city. Did you know that we currently have a low inventory of homes? There's only 2.45 months supply available. But don't worry, I've got the inside scoop on being on the best listing for you. Let's find your dream home together. Over the past year, the inventory supply has decreased by 4.3%. That means the market is becoming even more competitive, but fear not. As your trusted realtor, I'll help you navigate through it all and help you secure the perfect home for you. So as you move through here, these are all of the metrics that we had above. You can go ahead and copy this text if you wanted to post it. You can also send this to yourself via email. Now, why would you do this? So that you have it readily available for you to go back in and edit it. Now, what I love media post is, as you can see, it has even incorporated some of those hashtags. All right, let's say I want to share this information. There's a button called share. I can choose how I'd like to share it. My favorite is clicking on more and downloading it as a JPEG. Because if I share it through social media as a link, then they're sharing and the algorithm doesn't consider it original content and it won't push it as well as if I were to download it as a JPEG. All right, so I have my image here. I'm going to take a second, right click, save as, my market trend, and this can be one of the posts and some of the talking points regarding my open house. So I'm going to move into maybe Instagram and show you how to post right from here. Taking a second, clicking on create. Select an image from my computer. I do need to refresh, so I'm going to use this icon here. And I'm going to click on original, clicking on next. I don't need a filter, but I can go ahead and add in that great verbiage. And then I'm going to click on share and it's up. All right, and that's one of the ways that I can prepare for my open house using RPR. I can also add in that property flyer. So let's go ahead and review what we've done inside of RPR. And once we have, we're going to go ahead and shift into the mobile app. So in the first half of this class, we went ahead and we updated our settings, selecting our profile and settings. We then found the property within our market value, but your best option is to search for your open house. So if you don't know how to search RPR for a particular address, it's very easy. You click on home and where it says location, whatever open house you are doing, you add in the address and the system will pull it for you. You give it a little click, and we primarily worked on creating reports. If you guys have any questions so far, please let me know while I switch over into the mobile app. Okay, so at this time, you should be seeing my screen. This is my RPR mobile app. So anything that was done inside of the desktop version will be readily available inside of your mobile app. So some of the reporting that we've done, I want to have it readily available for anyone who's interested in additional information during my open house. So where do I find those reports? You can find them where it says reports. You can also find them where it says recent. So I'm going to move into recent. And under recent, you'll have properties, searches, reports, and notes. So you can move into reports. And any of the reports that you made are going to be readily available here. So for example, we started off with that property report. We then made a property flyer, a market activity report, a neighborhood report, and we also made a school report. So for example, that property report is ready to go. We're going to click on view. And look how professional it looks. It's nice and branded to you with all of your contact information. These are live links of your phone number, your email, and your site. As I move through here, we have our activity report. We have our little message, by the way. Hello, thank you for attending today's open house. If you have any questions about the home or others in the area, please reach out to me. And as I move through here, right, we've got a great report ready to go, ready to be sent to our customer. We've got property history on here. We've got sales and financial information about the property, neighborhood, housing charts, and more. Inventory, median sales price by square foot, anything that they would possibly need to ask, you have it readily available. If you wanted to share this with someone, you can. Right to the side of the view icon, there is a little share button that you can click on. And from here, you can share it in two ways. The first way that you can share it is you can add it through a text. So where it says message, for example, you can select your possible consumer or add them to your cell phone and send it over to them. Another option is from the view button at the bottom of this page. You have the share icon as well. So you can click on that share icon and you can also send it this way. Okay, so the whole idea is all you need to focus on that day is being able to provide them information that's done and readily available for them. The next one that's available, you have your property flyer. Go ahead and view. Here's our property flyer. It looks so good. Could I screenshot it and add it into my social media? Of course I can. Right, we have our open house ready to go. It says open house November 18, 11 a.m. Clicking on next. Go ahead and add in our market report to our stories as well. right? We have an open house happening. Clicking on next. Right, so you've added it to your story. If you also want to add it in as a regular post, here's that open house. Clicking on next. You want to add in a little music, you can. Clicking on next. Adding in your details. Clicking on share. Refreshing, and looks like my screen froze. All right, so we have both. We have our little post and we have our market details, and we've been able to add them in as stories as well. Opening up RPR, clicking on done. We also have our neighborhood report that's also available, view, and available to share with anyone. Right, it has information regarding your details, neighborhood housing, and charts. What I like about it is that these reports compare the zip code your property's in compared with the city, the county, the state of Florida, and the US. They'll also give you median sales price versus sales volume in the area, comparing. You have access to the median sales price versus listing volume. You've got your price range on comps sold. You also have your price per square feet. You get the sizes of the homes in the area. So we can typically see that the homes in this area, the largest amount are from 1,200 to 1,400 square feet. How old are the houses in this area? Typically, the biggest range is from 40 to 50. Number of bedrooms. Typically, we're looking at 3 is the typical amount. With neighborhood report information, this is going to include population, density. We've got median age. We've got the ratio between male and female. And then it also gives you insight into the education levels, the population of children by age group, population of adults based on age, households with children, household income brackets. It even breaks down presidential voting patterns here. You've got economic stats and charts. This is going to include income per capita, median household income, the unemployment rate in the area. We also have access to the occupation. So what are people doing for a living in this area? Let's see if we can find real estate. Real estate is here. With most positions in healthcare and social assistance. Neighborhood quality of life. It's also going to give us information regarding elevation, annual rainfall, days of full sun. We've got average commute times here, how people get around. Typically they're driving, average temperatures, and then they have this great report. So it's ranked a 53 out of 100. This is provided by AARP. it takes each home and it's going to rank it in the categories of housing, neighborhood, transportation, environment, health, engagement, and opportunity. It's going to give it a score of 1 through 100. We see that this neighborhood is ranking at highest in neighborhood, access to life, work, and play. It's ranking highest in environments with clean air and water, and transportation, safe and convenient options. And then totaling all scores, it's giving it a range of 53 out of 100. And then where did this information come from? RPR does a really good job of letting you know where this data came from, and then how frequently is it updated. Okay. Again, you can share it with that little share button towards the bottom, or you can click on that share icon. We have our market activity report that's also available here. We're going to click on that little eye. And you can access all of that great market activity information. All of this is also screenshotable, where you can add this info into any of your social media. You have your market activity summary stats, which is going to give you access to the number of properties that are new listing, pending, closed, distressed, or any price changes in the area. We have the low list price. We have the median price value and the high price in this area. So median sales price, 1,000,008 on the low end, 775,000 on the high end, 4 million. We also have the new listings in the area, so that we are able to send this out to any of our buyers if they're interested in our property. And if not, we can assist them with any of these. Done. All right, so far we have gone over all of our different reporting. We are missing our school report, so we're going to open this up. Excellent for anyone interested in school information. We could take the time to do, I would do high school, middle school, elementary school, whatever they need, but it's going to highlight the school. It's going to give it, it's going to give your customer their school details, like the name, level, type, grades served. It has the school facts here. Aside from the school facts, it's going to give them total enrollment numbers, how many students are there per teacher. It's going to give them the grade regarding the academic grade, math proficiency, reading, as well as the percentage of gifted students. It gives it a teacher grade, and then it's going to compare the scores to the county as well. Now, in some cases, some of the some of the schools will also provide reviews. So whether it is a peer, a parent, another student that attended, you'll find community reviews of the school. It'll show them all of the other nearby schools within 5 miles with all of their grades. And then we are real estate agents, so it'll give you the listings closest to the school that we are currently giving them a report on. So all of these readily available, and these are fantastic. Why? It's going to help you capture information for a customer, but not only that, you're able to incentivize these people to share their customer details with you so that you can send them out these reports. A tip from RPR is to go ahead and print one of these reports and have it readily available at your open house, so that when they walk by it, maybe you put it in the kitchen or in the registration area of your open house, that they can ask you about it. Lastly, if you needed to do an open house flyer or information on the fly, you can. You have this little search icon up at the top. You can search for your property. Let's try that one more time. I'm going to go ahead and select this first one, which is our property. It's readily available here. So if you wanted to access info on it at this time, you can. Aside from that, you can also run reports on it. If you needed to call the listing agent, you have access. If you needed to write a note, reports are towards the bottom, clicking on report, adding the one you'd like, and then you can select from the list what you'd like to do. So one of the reports that we didn't do in the desktop that's not available, you have the buyer tour report on the mobile app. So let's say you were interested in showing a little tour or creating a little tour for a potential buyer in the area that came into your open house. You can go ahead and click on buyer tour. From here, we can start to look. Right now, we're looking at properties within 1 mile of the current home that we're looking at. If you wanted to add additional filters here, we can. So here is our filter section. And we're looking for properties that are for sale. I don't want to include all, so I'm going to uncheck include all and just focus on single family. I'm going to move through here and I'm only interested in the active properties. And let's say we want a minimum of 3 and a minimum of 2 baths. Right, if there's more, there's more. And then I'm going to move through here. I'm going to exclude any of the distressed homes. And then I'm going to apply towards the bottom. And at this time, this is my list of properties that are available in the area. My next step is I'm going to put it in a list. So I'm going to click on list. And I have all of my properties and I'm going to begin to add them into my tour. So I'm going to add in this guy. I'm going to move through and add. If you wanted to click and review, that house is gorgeous. All right, well, I'll just add a few. If you wanted, there's currently 12. If you wanted to sort them, you can. So for example, let's say we wanted to sort and you wanted to sort by price. And we're going to go low to high. You can do that as well. So this is at 660, 775, 920, 950. All right. We'll keep it, let's say this is a tour under $1 million. So now that I have them added in, I'm going to click on next at the bottom. And look how cool. You can put them in any position that you want. We're currently looking at 10. If I wanted to change the position, so for example, I'm going to move through here. And I wanted to add this one into my first position. I'm going to click up at the top where it says fourth, and I'm going to select first. And maybe I want to add in fourth. Maybe I want to do it as second. Done. And you put them in whatever order that you'd like. Maybe you want to put all the new ones towards the front, whatever you want. And then you can add a note. Recently hit the market. Available to see. today. Right. Once we're done, we're going to click on next at the bottom. We've done a mile. Clicking on next. We're ready to either download it or email it. I like the idea of both, but here's the email and I can send it out. CC myself. Buyer tour of the homes in the area. And then we're ready to email. Run report at the bottom. Okay, and with that, we were able to run a report. On the fly, we were able to search for property. We were able to do some social media promotions. We were able to do a combination of RPR mobile and RPR desktop. If you are interested in learning more about the RPR mobile app, my recommendation is to watch RPR mobile. I do have that readily available for you to watch. If you'd like the recording, I can send it out to you. If you would like it, say yes in the chat. I'm going to download this tour so you guys can see it. So it is customized to us. As you move through here, this is our buyer tour, and they can compare them side by side. Days on market, square feet, bedrooms, baths, the living area, building area. You have your remarks towards the bottom of the page. And then the report will actually end with a property flyer for each one. Okay, so good luck in your open houses. It was an absolute pleasure being with you guys today. Thank you so much for taking the time to take a class for your business. I hope that there is some tips that I was able to share with you that you will be using in your business moving forward. Have a beautiful rest of your week. Thank you for being Miami members and have a great day, guys.